What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy DMR, the Traveler. I just want to make this fast, quick video, real fast, to speak to y'all. Talk to y'all about some stuff in society going on, and again, my thoughts about the importance of travel and why black men should travel and get out of the matrix. All right. For one, the stress level in the matrix is beginning to rise every day. Some people may not think so because of their experiences they have in the United States. Like, somebody that's white has a different outlook on the matrix than someone that looks like me, African American, a black man in the United States. But you're seeing people, man, acting out in violence. You're seeing all kind of stuff going on. You're seeing the rise of certain things that you didn't see in the past going on in the Matrix. It just makes you wonder, man. It's like, what is this world? Well, what is this going to be like? Is the Matrix going to be like after people my age pass off? And you have people my age that have children. When they die, are their children going to pick up the ball? You see what I'm saying? That's a good thing to think about. A lot of people don't think about this. But it's really something to think about. I want to touch on the aspect of women in today's society, and I'm gonna use a term that I've been hearing, modern women. I'm not going to say a certain group of women, because women are women, and women act the same in certain capacities. They act the same because they're females. Okay, but looking at the modern woman in the Matrix, you're beginning to see European American women acting just like black women. Now, I'm not saying, excuse me for saying, I didn't mean to say that, but you may have a European American that may live in the vicinity of someone, when she open up her mouth, you see the ratchetness, right? You're beginning to see some Indians acting ratchet, meaning that their behavior is real funky. Like, their behavior, like, when they open up their mouth, you can hear the ratchetness. So just because they may be a foreigner, they may be from India, they may be from China, they may be from Yemen, they may be from Morocco or somewhere else, they have adopted this matrix ratchetness behavior, which is not feminine at all. It's masculine, right? You're beginning to see this stuff play out time and time again. But I'm not here to bash African American sisters. There's a lot of good sisters. I'm not here to bash no other female in the Matrix. The only thing I'm saying is that what everybody else is saying, I think it's time to expand your options. You have options. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, I'm like directing it to the group of people that look like me, because I can relate to that. But even the white guys, the European Americans, are beginning to go to Asia, or they're beginning to go to other communities where the females are feminine. Now it's about femininity and masculinity. Okay, men are masculine, females are supposed to be feminine. That's how that go. You're seeing women, they're becoming more manly, and it's like, and it's becoming to be not only with African American women. You're beginning to see this in other groups of people, and it's scary, man. It's scary. It's very scary. It's very scary for these young guys out here that's coming up, getting out of college, guys in college, young boys that are in high school, getting out of high school. They want quality women. But they're not going to get quality women because the Western society, which is the matrix society, is becoming be more masculine. And it's scary. You know, you say that you want a good future for your children, okay? Look at it. When you pass off, what are you going to leave your children? I don't have any, but I'm just speculating. Okay, I'm just sitting back observing. I'm sitting back looking at this whole thing, and I'm like, yo, when people of my era and generation pass off, what are they going to be leaving their children? And are they going to be giving them a set of values? Or are they going to be giving them something to fall back on in case something happens? It's like, you got to really educate your children. Now, again, I don't have any. But what I'm saying, even if I did, it wouldn't be in the Matrix. I'm letting it be known. My name's DMR. I have no issue on saying this. I will not have a child in the Matrix. No. That's not going to happen. Because I don't want to deal with the chaos that's in the Matrix right now. And this chaos here, it's more deadly than the 60s and the 70s and earlier on, because we have access to everything. We have cell phones. We have computers. We have laptops. We have all this technology. But the people are still bent on being ignorant and doing ignorant stuff. So I'm going to switch the subject to economics, because this is a diverse panel, meaning it's diverse in topics. I'm not going to just stick with the female topic. I'm not going to just stick with the other. I'm going all around the board. Brings this up. When you have economics, right? When you look at the black community in the 1930s, early on, right? There was more entrepreneurs in the 20s and the 30s than there ever was today. Why is that? Back then, they was steeped in racism. The racism back in the day was 10 times worse than it is today. 10 times. And even back then, you had where it was just dealing with black and white. Okay? Today, you're dealing with all these foreigners that's coming over here that got their racist issues that they had in their country. So when they come here, they staring at you like you ain't squat. Okay? I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying it's a high majority of them that carry these values. And they carry them and they have them. And mainly it's with the older generation. Now, I'm going to go further back. And I'm not going to call the countries that I'm talking about, but y'all can figure this out. You have, and I'm going to deal with the Caribbean, South America countries. Again, I've been to two countries in the Caribbean. I'm not going to say where, but what I'm saying is this. You have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 countries that don't care for people of color. Okay? The only reason why they care for you is because that you are basically not from there, and you have money. Okay, now I'm not saying anything about SYBM. I am SYBM 100%. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is this. When you go back in history, right? Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Columbus, his son, colonized that whole area. You have countries today that glorify and respect that side of their culture. Meaning they respect the Christopher Columbus, Ferdinand Columbus side of their culture. But when you tap into the African side, they don't really want nothing to do with that. Okay? Now, fast forward. A lot of your, and I'm not saying all of them like this. Do not say that I said this. I'm not saying all. But some families and them Caribbean and South American countries, again, I'm not going to say where, the older people don't like black people. Whether you from America, whether you from down there or where have you. If your color's like this, they don't want you dealing with their daughters. Okay? Now, if you have money, it's different because, yeah, I'm going to accept this gringo, this I don't know how they say it, this black gringo, because he got money, so I'm getting something. But at the same time, they still don't respect you. They just getting that money because they know they getting that money. But if you didn't have that money, you would be the average. You would be like the average Negro in their country, and it would even be better for you because you're a gringo. Okay, I'm saying this to say a lot of your people from the Caribbean and these I gotta be careful. These countries do not like people that look like me dealing with their daughters. Now, is it changing? Yes. And it's changing for the better. Now, the flip side of that is this. Some of these females from other cultures love and respect you because you treat them better than their own men. But depending on who it is, what culture they come from, they're not going to sacrifice they're not going to sacrifice that. They're not going to sacrifice to be with you out of the fear that their family might neglect them. So they would prefer to deal with an abusive husband or abusive mate from their culture. And that's fine. But if you want to be liberated from the treatment that your men in your culture do, there's men like myself that don't have no children, that don't have no hang-ups, that would be willing to invest in that. But a lot of them won't do it because of their families. So they would just prefer to stay in the funk and just deal with the funk. Meaning they would prefer just to deal with the bullshit and just get treated bad. And that's on them. But you got some of these females that don't think like that. And that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say that because some of these Caribbean countries, I'm not going to say where, y'all know where, They respect the Columbus side. They respect the Taino side. That's their origin, right? Christopher Columbus came in, Ferdinand Columbus came in, they did a job on the people, right? Now, you would kind of factor in, okay, the people that came to enslave your people and kill your people off brought this other language, right? Now look at this, check this out. They brought this language. They came to your island. They violated your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. And that bloodline passed down, right? The African side's there. The African side never oppressed nobody in your family. They didn't have I'm not even going to say the means to do it, because the Africans didn't have no position of authority. So they couldn't do it. And even if they would, they probably wouldn't, because the Africans that had been enslaved was on them ships. And they came with Christopher Columbus on the ship, navigating the ship, because they understood the terrain of the sea. So when they came, they escaped to these islands and they intermixed with the people. Now, as I say intermix, do I mean having families with the girls, having intercourse with the females? I don't know. But I do know that it was this group of these traveling men from Africa called the Mandinkas. And they traveled, they had left West Africa and they never came back home. And the current took them down to South America, right? These same people, Ferdinand Columbus said that he seen these people on the coastline. Now, Ferdinand Columbus is Christopher Columbus' son. He says this in a document where it was documented. He's seen these people all over the place. Those were them same people, the Mandinka people that came from West Africa that set sail and they never came home. Okay? Now, I'm saying all this to say this. The African side could not be oppressive to the people in the Caribbean and South America. So why do you hate black? Why does your grandfather or your grandmother dislike me? I didn't do nothing to you. I'm not the one that violated your family and changed the whole cultural language from your original language to Spanish. And I'm going to say that. I'm not going to go further. Okay? This is an educational piece that I'm giving for y'all people that don't understand. All this, and excuse me for saying this, all this hatred shit, it got to stop, man. It got to stop. You know what I'm saying? All this hatred shit got to stop. You know, especially people from the Caribbean and from South America, that their countries, their people was overtaken by Spain, because Christopher Columbus came from Spain, right? So if you identify with the Columbus part of your heritage and you're saying you support that, that means that you support the pillage, you support all the rapes, you support all the killings that Christopher and Ferdinand Columbus did on your people. And now gonna turn around and hate me because I'm a Negro that like your daughter, and I think that your daughter got a lot of potential in the right way, and I want to kind of invest in her, but because I'm a Negro, I can't do it. What sense does that make? That makes no goddamn sense. And I'm going to say it, man. But I'm not going to point out the countries, because I'm not trying to point out nobody's country. I'm not trying to pinpoint nobody. I'm not trying to put nobody on the spot. I just really want y'all to understand what you're dealing with inside this world, inside this matrix. And the people that come from the Caribbean and South America, they have this thing in their families where if it's a Negro, I heard this. They said, somebody told me, the father told them, don't bring back no brown sugar. And the girl, she had to learn that black people ain't all bad. Black men ain't all bad. But you got some bad apples out here. So I just wanted to speak about that aspect because it's a problem when one group of melanated people from South America and the Caribbean that have been colonized mentally got a thought pattern about you, and you was colonized mentally and physically. And it's more hurting when you colonize mentally, because physical only comes after mental, I forgot that word, mental, I forgot the word, y'all, but if somebody controls your mental state, they control your whole body. If I can control how you think, I can control everything about you. But I find that to be real strange to me. Like when you go to the Caribbean, there's three groups. There's the group that look white, which is the Columbus side. There's the side that look Taino, which is the Taino side, which the Tainos have a very rich history. It's rich. I read it, I studied it, and I've seen it in this certain country that I love going to. I've been there once and I'm gonna go there again. And the females are gorgeous. And I'm going to say that. But in their culture, they have where their families their majority of the grandparents don't like black men. I don't care if you're from America. I don't care if you're from wherever you're from. If your skin is like this, they don't like you, bro. They may smile in your face. As long as you don't talk to my like daughter, we cool. But it's okay for you to talk to my daughter. It's all right for you to have sex with my daughter. It's okay for you to do anything you want to me and my group, because we allow that to happen. But at the same time, y'all don't allow that to happen because there's some insecurity that y'all know that y'all have, that y'all scared somebody like me might come along and swipe your daughter that's legal age, probably in her 20s, and you're scared I might show her a new way. And I'm not saying me in particular. I'm saying any black man that got swag, meaning swag in the right way. Because it's a lot of my Latino brothers that got swag. It's a lot of my black brothers that got a lot of swag. So it's a lot of my Latino brothers, they may have swag, but they at the same time, they may be lacking in certain areas, just like I lack in certain areas. You know, I'm just saying, y'all, that I say this stuff that I speak about because I've seen things and I've heard things, and I learn from observation. And another thing is this: when you go to these foreign countries, certain countries are more accepting of you than the people that come here to the Matrix. Meaning what? Meaning this: you may live in the Matrix. You know, you may live in a foreign country and you come here, your mindset is going to change. Is it going to change for the better? 8 times out of 10, nah, it's not. It's going to change for the worse. Meaning this, when you take something out of this natural state or natural area that it's from, and you start indoctrinating that certain thing, it loses its moral value. It loses, just like when you take a car off a lot, the value depreciates, right? It's the same thing. You take a woman out of the area that she's groomed to be feminine, she's groomed to be a woman, and you bring her to this matrix, and she start talking back, she start doing shit crazy, she start acting more ratchet in her behavior first. And the next thing you know, you got a matrix mind foreign woman that has been indoctrinated with this BS. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this to really understand y'all and really focus on the matrix today, because if you, like, suppose if you 50, right? You 50, 60 years old. You don't know how long that you may have on this earth, right? And you have children. And everybody talk about, I want a legacy to leave and shit, right? Think about this. If you don't educate your children early and install in them values, moral values, that's righteous values, your children are going to come up messed up, man. In today's time, you got all kind of craziness going on. You got, I'm not going to say it, but you got to have this one issue that I wouldn't have never thought the Matrix would take a positive stand on. I remember going through the community back in the day, you would never see that. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, God made two things. He made this stronger than this other one, right? But you would never see God pit too strong, a certain being that he made stronger, two strong things together. That's not, no, that's not natural. Okay? You always had a weaker vessel and a stronger vessel together, and they procreate and they have a child. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But that stance, I would have never believed that in 1,000 years that the Matrix would have took a stand, a positive stand on that issue. But, you know, shit happens. Second, the level of violence going on in the Matrix today. It's real crazy how these shootings occur. You know, people just can run up into school and shoot children. People can just run up into an office place and shoot people that they work with. People got all kind of firearms available to them, and some people go to the gun store to get them. Some people are just go to their friend, let me get that gun y'all got that's hot, and he go do a job. So you got all this violence going on. On top of you got police genocide against people of color that are African Americans. That's more against us than any other group of people. And I don't give a damn what nobody says. We suffer the most. The percentage of these police shootings is people that look like me. And it's going to continue. I hate to say it's going to continue. And I just hate it. But that's a part of the Matrix. Number 3. excuse me, it's so easy to get jammed up in the matrix and get caught up, whether it be through child support, whether it be for you minding your own business, then somebody coming up on you because they having a bad day and they attack you or they do something to you that's going to make you go on the offensive, and that's going to put you in a certain position where you're going to have to deal with law enforcement. Now law enforcement come, and if you African American, they have a certain perception about you anyway. That's built in their mindset that you did something. You could have just been minding your goddamn business, but because they called the police, depending on what kind of officer comes to the scene, is going to determine if you go to jail that day or not. Because you always know they always trying to find something to throw on you or trying to frame you like doing some old crazy shit. You know how it is. So this is what we're dealing with in the Matrix. This is what we're dealing with in the Matrix. So you would wonder why somebody want to get out the Matrix, especially if you African American / black. But again, everybody else don't have our condition. A lot of people can go back home. A lot of my Caribbean brothers, whether you from Puerto Rico, whether you from Dominican Republic, Colombia, anywhere, Trinidad, Jamaica, y'all can go back home. But when it get funky here in the Matrix, guess who's going to be the last one standing in here in the Matrix? Guess who's going to be in the trenches? That can't go nowhere. Us. And you can go somewhere only if you work towards it and it's your goal and it's your passion to get out of here, or if you got the money to do it. But if you don't have that, it's going to be hard, man. And a lot of us that look like me got to start thinking about this stuff, because it's not getting bad. It's bad already. You know, the rate of these kids blowing each other brains out today is crazy. I remember, I'm from an era where I remember this. I came up in an era where we didn't have cell phones when I was younger. We didn't have laptop computers. We didn't have computers at all. I come up from an era where we had a home landline phone. I came up in an era where you had to use the encyclopedia and the dictionary. You know, that's the era I come from. I come from the hip-hop era of the Houdinis and the Roxanne Shantays and the KRS-Ones and the MC Shans and the Eric B. and Rakims and the Run DMC. I came up in that era as a teenager, as a young teenager. And in the early 90s, I was in my 20s. So that would give y'all some kind of what age I am. I'm not going to say how old I am. But I'm just saying, man, it's a lot to think about out here, y'all. Really, 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 really sit back and think about this shit. As a black man in the Matrix, in the United States, really think about that. Really sit back and then, and this is something else I gotta say. You got a lot of these are brothers from the Caribbean and where you want to be from South America. They come here, right? They come to the United States. They come to the Matrix. I didn't feel like saying that, but I'm going to say it. You coming to the United States. which is an economic powerhouse. This is the strongest country in the world. For money and setting your goals. Real talk. When you have people that come here, and this is something that I've been seeing, when you have people that come here from these other countries down the Caribbean and South America, not everybody acts like this, but some of these individuals come here and they want to show that they are okay. They want to show they're okay to the dominant society, meaning European Americans, right? They'll come here and look down on you. They just came from a daggone shack, overseas in a shack. They come to America, they judge you, they lynch on to the white supremacist mindset, and they side with the white supremacists, and they try to show their ass knowing that white supremacists don't like them. And the person don't even gotta be a white supremacist. He can just be an average white person that has a company or it's a company and they hire that person from the Caribbean or the South America. He'll come here and try to outdo you and show them that he's better than you. The person from the dominant society don't give a damn about you. You just came off you just came over the border, over the fence. You just came off of the daggone boat. You got a lottery to the United States of America. You just came here. You got your people here, and that's fine and dandy. But do not come into the black community and judge us off of the stuff that we have, because it's a history here that you don't know about. So watch what you say out your mouth, man. And that's anybody from the Caribbean and South America. Watch your mouth and stay in your lane. You come to a country and you respect the stuff that's in the country. Although that you may be a racist, you still gotta understand these people have these people have a history here that you just come into existence of. And then how dare you stare down on the people that's been here, and they set the precedence for you to come over here without any red tape. Okay, back in the 60s, you ain't see nobody from the Caribbean or South America come over here fighting for black people's rights. Nobody done that. Black people stood in the fire, whether it be Dr. King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, or whoever. These people, they fought and they died, and they left a legacy of struggle, and it's in our history. So how dare anybody from I don't give a damn where you from, come here and you gonna tell us about us? Go to fuck, sorry. Go home. YouTube, I'm sorry, I cuss. Don't come here judging other people. That's like me going to Mexico or Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic, judging them people on their condition. I would never do that, because I would stay in my lane, because I don't know nothing about that. I study the culture, but I don't know anything about their culture. So why is it people can come over here and do that to us? That has to stop, man. That has to stop. That's wrong. Why is it that you can come here and disrespect a people that's been struggling, but I can't go over there and do that to you? First of all, that's not even in my character to do that. And second of all, I'm humble every time I go out of the country. I stay in my lane all the time. So that's the thing I'm saying, man. It's a lot of BS going on out here, and some of our foreign brothers, They come with this racist, and our foreign sisters come with this racist stuff. We already got a problem with our self-hatred as black people as it is. Then you come over here, they had a girl going on viral on this guy's channel. She's a Latino, right? She calling the police on these girls, and she called them the N-word. And they had confronted her about it. She puts it on her cell phone and called the police. Now, here she is, a Latino. I don't know if this girl was from Colombia or Venezuela or wherever this girl was from. But she's going to call the police on somebody black. And these people don't like you. They don't care nothing about you neither. So it's just showing the dysfunction or attitude of certain people. Man, they crazy out here. Okay, and let me say this before I go. These people would never share generational wealth with none of y'all, including me, because I know they would never do it. So don't be kissing their feet or kissing their butt thinking that you're going to get something. You're not getting anything from doing that kind of stuff, man. That goes for women and men, and it goes for these kids in school that's coming up. Understand this. Respect who you are, love who you are, and respect your culture, and don't disrespect nobody else's culture, because you wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. But at the same time, you're not getting nothing from doing this kind of stuff. If you sell your soul and they see that, they gonna know you can be so easy. That's why they will never put no value in you. The people of this dominant society will never share generational wealth. That will never happen. It will never happen. You can say what you want to say, but you will be in the field just like all of us. You're not going to be up in the house. You may be up in the house, depending on if you're a female, you may be out in the house getting smashed, but that's about it. You know, he's not going to share no generational stuff with you, because you're not, first of all, you don't represent him. Second of all, you don't have his lineage. Third of all, they would never give you something so they can be under you. That would never happen. So for all my Caribbean brothers and sisters, for all my black brothers and sisters that act like that, for all the people that are melanated, or I think I said it right, I want y'all to understand this one thing. And I want y'all to understand this clearly. All that toe tapping, buck dancing stuff that y'all doing, you're only making a fool of yourself. And you making a big fool of yourself, because you will never be respected. And if they was to kill every black person off today in the Matrix in America, you will have the next largest minority group, and I think those are Mexicans, I'm not sure, or a bigger Latino group. They will treat you just like us. They might do even better, because they're scared they may be exterminated through the dominant society. May fear that they might be exterminated through I forgot that word, through intermarrying, and they're gonna fear that you may wipe them out. This is what they scared of. It's not about them being scared of you. I forgot the word, but they use this with black men dealing with Caucasian females all the time. It's a certain word. I forgot it, but I'm saying this. If they was to kill black people today, they would deal with y'all foreigners that's from these countries. If you not 100% Caucasian, European, you would never be accepted. And I'm not saying anything racist. I'm telling you exactly what goes on. That you're not going to be accepted. Understand that stuff, man. Just do you. Stay in your lane. Respect your culture. Respect other cultures. You know what I'm saying? But understand this, man. That buck dancing shit that all y'all doing, man, stop that stuff, man. It's dangerous. And it's dangerous for your children because your kids growing up in an illusion thinking that although they are important, but when it comes time for these people here, these dumb spots don't give a damn about your children, your babies. They don't care nothing about nobody. They want to control you. They want you to be in your lane and be in servitude to them. Okay? In servitude to them. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing about who's next up for power and all that. Because to be honest with you, China look like they might be in power next. So what I'm saying to y'all is this. And that's a whole nother vlog or video that I can talk about. Because that right there, that's going to be crazy. So I might talk about that in my next video. Again, y'all, I just wanted to give some food for thought. And I just hope that y'all understand me and do not. I know that I'm going to be criticized, no doubt. And I can take criticism. But what I'm saying to you, if you look around you, especially my foreign brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and from South America, and this goes for people in China, Korea, the East, all these other places, they will never share generational wealth with you. They will never share power. That's not going to happen. So, again, I thank y'all. I'm going to start another video probably later on from the house and just talk about some issues. If I see anything that I think that is important to talk about. I want to talk about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder in my next video because it's some stuff about that I got to get off of my chest that I had seen the fight, and there's some stuff about Malik Scott that I really want to talk about, something that he said that's real important, and I just want to share some food for thought about a lot of issues, man. Again, my topics vary. I don't just stick with talking about the Matrix, bad stuff and all of that. So again, y'all, until then, peace.